Nessie, better known as the Loch Ness Monster, is one of the most famous creatures linked to Celtic mythology and Scottish folklore. According to numerous accounts, it has been described as a tall, slender creature resembling a prehistoric plesiosaur. It is said to have a long neck, a small head, and a massive body with 4 flippers. The legend of this being dates back to ancient times, when the Picts, who lived in what is now Scotland, carved depictions of mysterious beings believed to dwell in deep lakes and rivers. The earliest written reference to Nessie appears in the 7th century biography of Saint Columba, an Irish missionary who reportedly encountered the monster in the river Ness. The creature allegedly attacked a swimmer, but the saint saved the man by making the sign of the cross and commanding the beast to leave. Interest in Nessie surged in the 20th century, when reports of mysterious sightings on Loch Ness began to circulate. These accounts included both eyewitness testimonies and photographs. The most famous example is the 1934 photograph taken by London surgeon Robert Kenneth Wilson, who claimed to have captured the creature's silhouette. Though later exposed as a hoax, the image drew researchers, tourists, and seekers of the unexplained from all over the world. Some believe Nessie to be a surviving relic of prehistoric species hidden in the lake's depths, while others dismiss it as a figment of imagination or an optical illusion. Caorthannach is a mythical being from Celtic tradition, especially Irish folklore. It is often depicted as a shadowy figure with fiery or glowing features, sometimes associated with volcanic forces of nature, breathing fire or emitting suffocating, glowing smoke. In many tales, Caorthannach is said to be the mother of all evil or demonic offspring. In other versions, it is portrayed as a monster haunting swamps and mountains, blocking the path of travelers and merchants. She was believed to summon fiery storms lasting weeks, burning entire regions to ash. Wherever this demon appeared, the land would turn barren, the waters poisoned, leaving behind dead zones. One of the best-known legends tells of St. Patrick's battle with Caorthannach. During his mission to rid Ireland of snakes and demons, Patrick pursued her as she poisoned every water source in her path, trying to prevent him from quenching his thirst. Through prayer, the saint was able to find clean water and continued the chase until he finally defeated her. Ankou is a mysterious, dark figure, often appearing as a tall, skeletal man wearing a long black cloak with a hood or a wide-brimmed hat. He carries a scythe, reminiscent of the modern image of the Grim Reaper, and rides through the countryside on a wooden cart drawn by a black horse, collecting the souls of the dead. The eerie creak of the cart's wheels is said to foretell the death of someone nearby. Unlike many other supernatural beings in European folklore, Ankou is not malevolent or malicious. He serves instead as a somber guide for souls, neither judging the dead nor choosing his victims, but simply performing the duty of escorting them from the world of the living to the afterlife. Some stories say Ankou is the last person to have died in a community that year, and that individual becomes the soul collector for the following year before moving on themselves. The Glaigstig often appears as a woman of delicate beauty dressed in a long green gown. However, the lower half of her body reveals goat-like legs covered in hair and ending in hooves. Some stories also describe her with horns protruding from her head. In many tales, the Glaigstig lures men with her singing or dancing into her dwelling, where she then drinks their blood. She is also sometimes portrayed as dropping stones on travelers along mountain paths. Yet other stories depict her as a guardian spirit, protecting farms and livestock. In one region, people believed in a Glaigstig who watched over the local cattle. In gratitude, the townsfolk would pour milk into a hollowed-out stone for her to drink. But when a young man cruelly replaced the milk with boiling liquid, burning her, she left the area forever. Fear Liath Mor, or the Big Grey Man of Ben Macdui, is a fearsome figure from the mountainous regions of Caledonia. Witnesses describe him as a humanoid, towering up to 3 meters tall, covered in thick gray hair, resembling the legendary Yeti. His long, muscular limbs and blurred facial features add to the unease. Those who claim to have encountered him often speak of an unsettling sense of being watched or followed by an unseen presence. The first mentions date to the 19th century, when climbers began documenting strange experiences on Ben Macdui. The most famous account is from 1925, when Professor Norman Colley described feeling relentlessly pursued by something large and heavy. Researchers suggest these experiences may be explained by a visual phenomenon known as the Brocken specter, which occurs when an observer's shadow is cast onto clouds, creating the illusion of a towering humanoid shape. Others attribute it to hallucinations caused by isolation, exhaustion, or unusual acoustic effects in the mountains. Merrows are mythical Celtic merfolk, found mainly in Irish folklore. Their upper bodies resemble humans, often of striking beauty in the case of females, while their lower halves are covered in scales and end in fishtails. The word Merrow can be translated as sea descendant or child of the sea. A distinctive feature is the red cap, known as a Cohuleen druith, which allows them to move freely through the depths. Merrows are often depicted as gentle and friendly toward humans. They are said to possess a magical singing voice capable of enchanting anyone who hears it, as well as power over the seas and the weather. In some tales, Merrows marry mortal men and live on land for a time, but their longing for the sea usually draws them back. The only way to keep a Merrow on land is to hide her red cap. According to one of the most popular versions of the legend, Abhartach was a cruel, dwarfish sorcerer who terrorized nearby villages, demanding a tribute of a bowl of blood. Eventually, the desperate villagers sought help from a local chieftain who defeated the sorcerer. But Abhartach returned from the grave, sustained by the blood of mortals. Each time he was killed, he rose again, stronger and thirstier for blood. Many attempts were made to destroy him, all in vain, until a local druid revealed the only way to end his reign. Abhartach had to be slain with a yew-wood sword, buried head down, surrounded by thorn bushes, and pinned beneath a heavy stone. By following these instructions, the people finally neutralized the demon for good. His grave lies in Slataverdy, County Londonderry, Northern Ireland. It consists of a large stone and two smaller ones beneath a hawthorn tree. Local tradition warns that disturbing the grave could bring Abhartach back. This legend tells the tragic story of a beautiful woman who returned from the dead to take revenge on those who wronged her. She had loved a poor but noble man, yet her father forced her to marry a wealthy but cruel husband. After years of suffering, heartbreak, and physical abuse, she died of exhaustion. Her rage and grief were so strong that she rose from her grave as the Dearg do. In some accounts, she appears as a vampiric figure with blood-red hair, feeding on human blood. She began luring young men with her beauty and charm, leading them to secluded places where she drained their life away. The Dobhar-chu is a legendary creature from Irish folklore, described as an oversized hybrid between a dog and an otter. Said to inhabit lakes and rivers, it is known for its aggressive behavior, attacking both animals and humans. Legends claim its hide possesses magical properties, though acquiring it is dangerous. Its mate or offspring are said to seek vengeance. The most famous story tells of a woman from County Leitrim who was killed by the creature. Her husband found her body by the lake and hunted down the beast, killing it, only to be confronted by a second Dobhar-chu. This tale is commemorated on her gravestone, which bears a carving of the creature. Brownies are small, helpful household spirits who assist with daily chores such as cleaning and cooking. In return, they expect only simple thanks or small offerings like a bowl of milk or a bit of food. However, they can become mischievous if their work is unappreciated or they are treated poorly. In some tales, brownies will leave a home if someone tries to give them new clothes or baptize them. The leprechaun is a small, fairy-like being from Irish folklore, usually depicted as an old man in a green suit and hat. They are often associated with craftsmanship, particularly shoemaking, and their hard work is said to earn them great wealth, which they hide, often at the end of a rainbow. According to legend, capturing a leprechaun may bring luck and 3 wishes, and the creature might even reveal the location of its treasure. However, leprechauns are known for their cunning and will do anything to trick those who try to take their gold. The Selkie is a creature from Scottish and Irish folklore that can shift between a seal and a human form. In their animal form, they live in the sea as seals, but can shed their skin to become human and walk on land. Tales of Selkies often involve love and longing. Humans fall in love with them, sometimes stealing their seal skin to keep them from returning to the ocean. However, Selkies always yearn for the sea, and once they recover their skin, they leave the land behind, even if it means abandoning their family.